Ordinary on our roadways today, just the usual construction spots that might slow you down as you get up and going back to work on this Wednesday. Let's take a live look outside and see what the activity looks like out there. Certainly picking up as people get back into work after the holiday, but nothing too major to report. Smooth sailing at 6:01 now.
Well, Congress has reached an emergency agreement to keep the nation from going over the fiscal cliff.
The House of Representatives voted last night to approve the Senate bill that was passed earlier in the day. Martha Shade has the latest this morning.
On this vote, the yeas are 257. The nays are 167. The motion is adopted.
The House approved the measure passed earlier in the day by the Senate. It raises taxes on individuals earning more than $400,000 a year and couples earning more than $450,000 a year. It also extends unemployment benefits. Spending cuts will not be addressed for 2 months, which was a disappointment for many Republicans.
The Senate and the President and the Vice President failed to meet their obligation, their own stated obligation, which was to bring us a balanced bill, one that had tax adjustment, yes, but also had spending cuts. This one fails at that and fails badly.
President Obama praised lawmakers for reaching an agreement that protects the middle class.
Thanks to the votes of Democrats and Republicans in Congress, I will sign a law that raises taxes on the wealthiest 2% of Americans while preventing a middle-class tax hike that could have sent the economy back into recession and obviously had a severe impact on families all across America.
But middle-class Americans will still take a financial hit in 2013. They won't pay higher income taxes, but they will have to pay at least 2% more in payroll taxes. That means most of the country's 160 million workers will see smaller paychecks this year. I'm Martha Shade reporting.
Well, for the first morning in a decade, there is a new district attorney in Williamson County. Janet Duty and other elected officials were sworn in yesterday in Williamson County. Duty defeated John Bradley in the primary election last May, coming off the backlash of Michael Morton's exoneration. She said the Morton case was her motivation to run for the office. So now she's hoping to rebuild the justice system's reputation.
It's going to take a little while for people to trust us again, and we will work hard to earn their trust and to show them that it's a fair system.
Duty starts today with her new team of investigators and prosecutors.
Friends and family of an Austin man killed in a house fire just days before Christmas have some closure this morning. Those who knew Andrew Dallas are now hoping to help by raising money for his family from a movie screening at the Alamo Drafthouse downtown. KXAN's Omar Lewis has that story.
Andrew Dallas actually starred in the film Austin High. His friends and family say there's no better way to honor his life than through a movie screening. And that's exactly what they did, hoping to raise money to help his family. Those who knew Andrew say he had a passion for two things, movies and life. But on December 20th, the 27-year-old was killed in a house fire. Investigators say he was trapped on the second floor of his home. 3 roommates made it out of the house safely. But news of Andrew's death has family and friends trying to cope. Producers of the film Austin High decided to hold a movie screening at the downtown Alamo Drafthouse, with proceeds going towards a memorial in Andrew's honor.
This guy was too special to not remember, you know, and he did have a very promising budding career here in the Austin film community, and we miss him already.
And that memorial has been set for this Thursday. Reporting downtown, Omar Lewis, KXAN News.
Teachers, staff, and students from Sandy Hook Elementary will get together for orientation at their new school today. The classrooms at Chalk Hill School in nearby Monroe were made over to look just like the rooms at Sandy Hook. Desks, backpacks, and other belongings left behind in the chaos have all been taken to the new building. School officials hope a familiar environment will help kids make a smooth transition to the new school. Experts say it's important for children to get back to their normal routine.
6:05 is your time right now, and Pennsylvania's governor is suing the NCAA over sanctions against Penn State in the wake of the Jerry Sandusky child sex abuse scandal. Republican Governor Tom Corbett scheduled a news conference for today on Penn State's campus to announce that filing. Back in July, the university agreed to those sanctions. It includes a $60 million fine that would be used to fund child abuse prevention grants. Jerry Sandusky was a Penn State assistant football coach, as you know, was convicted of abusing kids, boys, and was sentenced to decades in prison.
You now have a new radio station to add to your playlist this morning.
That's right. Today marks the launch of KUTX. It's a split from KUT. KXAN Sophia Beausoleil is live outside their studios where they are broadcasting live. Morning.
Good morning to you, Sally. So the station just started. You could take a look behind me. Before we were all clapping and celebrating, they went live on the air, and they're doing a little Willie Nelson this morning to kick off the beginning of a new station. And we have Mr. Matt Riley with us. He's in charge of programming. Good morning to you, and congratulations.
Thank you very much. Good morning.
So what is going to make this so different compared to other stations out there when it comes to the music with the Austin music experience?
Well, I think our focus on the local music scene. And we've always done that at KUT, but now with KUTX we can do it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Because at the old KUT we were at, somewhat of a limited standpoint because we could only do it half the time because of the great news programming, which now is 24 hours a day on KUT 90.5. But on 98.9 KUTX, we will be really focusing on the local scene 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, but plus you're going to be hearing world music, you're going to be hearing great national bands, and we're really going to be a reflection of what Austin is into.
You know, a lot of stations, they come and go. What are you going to do to make sure that this is here and in place and will fulfill listeners' hearts and musical ears for time to be?
Well, I think really listening to our audience and having a direct connection with our audience and growing the audience. And I think that's the difference with public radio is since we're not that concerned about raising large sums of money through commercials, we get to directly interact with members of the community, and we find out what they are interested in, and we really have a conversation each day when we're on the air, so it's going to be great.
Well, thank you so much for being with us, and we'll
Absolutely.
talk to you again in 30 minutes. Come up, we're going to talk about what this means for local bands, and especially their new studio, which is pretty rocking. Reporting live from the KUTX studio, Sophia Beausoleil, KXAN News.
All right, Sophia, thank you. If you are